welcome back to my channel. So during this video we're going to be doing a full face Juvia's Place video using the products that I have and own. It's Sunday, so when I try to film on Sundays, my baby's gonna be in the background. Say hey everyone. Hello. Say hello. Hello. Say how are you? How are you? So we're gonna go ahead and move on with this video. So I went ahead and did my eyebrows on camera. Yes, right. She's trying to say what I'm saying. So I went ahead and used the two brow pencils by Juvia's Place, and I have the shade Ebony and Dark Brown, and I did carve them out with the shade number 20 by Juvia's Place. Like I said, I did that just to save a little bit of time, especially with my baby back there. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out the concealer, and then we're going to go ahead and apply the eyeshadow base. And I'm using this buffing brush from BH Cosmetics. This has become like my favorite little buffing brush for my concealer and stuff on my eyes. I'm just buffing out these edges of this concealer. And this is probably going to be a long video, so grab your snack, drink whatever you want, and enjoy it. So next we're going to go in with the Juvia's Place primer, eyeshadow primer. Let's use the shade number 1. It's a lighter shade. Number 2 is more like a neutral shade. Let's stick with number 1 because I don't know what look I am going to be coming up with today. So I know I'm going to shake it a little bit because I know I'm not using the past. It kind of like comes out watery if you do not shake the primer. So I'm going to just make sure it's shaking really well. Okay, so I feel like that should do it. And we're going to place a little bit on our lid. Well, that looks like a little bit light. A little bit light. So we're going to take this buffing brush and just pat it onto the lid. And I'm going to go up to my brow bone where that concealer stops. And just buff it real good. And I'm lifting my eye to do this so it can kind of be really smooth. Okay. Doing the same thing for this eye. Because I know when I first used this base, when I first bought it, it was like more on a liquidy side, and then after watching other reviews, you have to actually shake it up to activate the product, so it's not as watery on the lid. Yes, babe.
I want my sparkle.
You want who, baby?
I want my sparkle.
Okay, we'll get you one, okay? So now, okay, let me finish filming, okay? So now I feel like we have buffed it enough, and it has kind of like set, like really thickened it just a little bit, so we can apply the eyeshadows. So moving along. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know what look I'm gonna come up with, but we're gonna try to come up with something simple and easy so we can get this video going. And by the way, excuse this head of mine. It's like Sunday. I have not washed or refreshed it, but we're going to keep it going. So I think I'm going to use the let's use the Warrior III by Juvias and see what type of look we can come up with. This is the eyeshadow palette, Color Story. I don't have a clue what I'm going to do with all these colors in this palette, but we'll see. So we're going to take this Makeup Shack T68 brush. This is just this large fluffy brush. So let's start out with the shade. I won't do the names. This first matte shade on the second row, it looked like a brick orange reddish type shade. We're going to take that shade on this Makeup Shack brush and my Norm, place it on this outer V. It's really pretty on the eye. Until you place most of it there. That's pretty. And then we're going to blend it in this shape of a V. And then circular motions around the crease of that outer V. It's a pretty shade though. I like that. So I'm going to take a little bit more, pack it back in that outer V. Pretty, pretty. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other eye. I'm going to pack it on this outer V. And Juvia's Place has some great eyeshadows. Okay, so we're going to pack a little bit more, blend into this V. And then circular motions around the crease area. That's pretty. I'm liking the way it's looking so far. I'm going to take a little bit more of this shade and place it in this outer V area again. And the same thing for this eye. It's pretty though. I'm liking it so far. So next we're gonna go in with this MAC 224. Yes, babe. It's a zombie? It's Halloween, okay? Okay? Find something else to watch, okay? Now we're gonna take my MAC 224 brush, which is a fluffy brush as well. And we're going to go in with the deeper, let's go with this shade here. The last shade on the first row is like a mauve, deep mauve purplish looking shade. So we're going to take that. Like I said, I don't know what I'm coming up with, so I won't know what this look is going to look like. And I want to put this right in the crease area above, right on top of the first shade, but blending it all the way into the crease area, to the inner corner. So we're going to take on the other eye, do the same thing. And blend it into the crease area. So I'm liking the way that's coming out so far. So I'm taking a little bit more on this MAC brush and just making sure this area above the outer V is really popping with the shade. And then blend in circular motions. And do the same thing for the other eye. You want to make sure it's placed right there above that brow. Not above that, not brow bone, above this area right above your outer V. And blend the rest of the shadow into the crease area. So I'm liking how this is looking. This is pretty, coming together so pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to take a fluffy brush that has no product on it, and we are going to blend this top portion under my brow bone area. We're going to take this Morphe. It doesn't have a name or anything on it. It's just a little black brush, and it's fluffy. And we're going to blend out the edges right up under the brow bone area. Okay, and the same thing for this eye. Just blend. And the key is to just make sure you are like really blending a lot. And I mean a lot. Because that's the key to great eyeshadow looks, is blending. And find your own little technique that works for you. Huh?
I get sorry.
Okay. And then just like I was saying, make sure you find a technique that really, really works for you. Because that's what I had to do. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. And I apply some techniques from this person, that person, until I found out what really worked for me and my eye shape. Because everyone is like really, really different. And you have to just kind of keep playing around with it until you get something you're comfortable with that works for you. So I think we have this blended like really good right now. So we're going to go back in with this MAC brush and apply a little bit more of that mauve shade right above that outer V area and over into the crease area. Same thing for the other eye. Because what I'm doing now is just adding the pigmentation back into the area that we blended. Okay, so now we're going to go back with the Morphe brush and make sure it's blended well again. So now we're going to go back in with the first brush we started with, the Makeup Shack brush with the first shade. And we're going to pop that back into the outer V because I feel like we lost it. We're going to just pack it back in this outer V up to the crease area. And I'm lightly placing this because I don't want to move the shadows around. And the same for this eye. And I'm lightly blending the shadows onto my eyelid. So now I'm going to take a little bit more and just place it. It's coming together like really pretty. And the same thing for this eye because I want to make sure that shade pops in that area of my eye. And the same thing for this eye. Now we're going to take this Morphe brush and lightly fluff the edges of this shadow. That's like really pretty. So now we're going to go in with some eyeshadow primer, glitter glue, and I'm gonna continue using this because I've been saying in a couple of my videos I'm trying to use up this Too Faced glitter glue. So we're gonna take this glitter glue and place 2 dollops on the back of my hand, the norm. And you can use any type of glitter glue or eyeshadow primer that holds shimmer shadows. And we're going to place it starting at the my lash line, and all the way into my inner corner. And I'm going all the way over because what I'm going to do when we get done with this is place that color back on there on that outer V portion. So we're just packing a little bit more. So now that I have that there, I think I'm going to go in with my let's go in with this Juvia classic shader brush, the 232. It's just a flat shader brush, and I think I want to go in with this shade. Let's go in with this shade, the first shade, shimmer shade, bluish, grayish, silverish. I don't know, but we're gonna go with that shade and apply it on the brush. It's a really pretty shade, and we're gonna place it right in the center, going to the inner corner, and we're just packing it on with this brush. And I'm liking how it's giving that preciseness. That's why I didn't use my finger, because I don't want it to be like really messy today. I want to give it that precise shimmer shade. This is like a pretty shade. Now I'm doing light strokes to make sure this crease area is not where it's kind of blending into the crease and not harsh. Taking a little bit more, packing it some more on the lid. And now I want to, okay, we're going to wait to do that. So let's go to the other eye, do the same thing. Up to the center and around to the crease. This is a beautiful shade. And again, we're going in the shape of the crease in your eye. The crease of your eye, in your eye. Okay, and make sure it's packed on really good. And you want to lightly blend out that crease area, just so it's not harsh. Okay, and we're just packing. So that is coming together like pretty. So we're gonna go back in with this first shade that we used, the matte shade. We're gonna try to place it back on this outer V, because I didn't want it to be completely gone. And blend, lightly blend this shade back in. And I'm barely touching the shadow, so I don't have to get my fiber brush for this. My little trying to find. So we're gonna use the BH Cosmetics and a fiber brush like this. Ma'am, can you sit down, please? Please. So we're gonna blend out the edges. Yeah, that's more like it. And circular motions. And you can add a little more pressure with this type of brush, because it's not really moving your shadow. It's just diffusing these edges. And I'm just going in circular motions, just making sure it's diffused like really good. So I'm liking how that's coming together. So now I'm going to take a little bit more of this glitter shade and pack it. Ma'am? Yes, babe?
I like that dinosaur.
You do?
Yes.
All right.
I like that song.
Yes. We're going to pack some more
What's that?
on the other eye, and then go in the shape of the crease. And then take a little bit more and make sure these edges are blended. Like really good with this shadow. We may have to go in with this purple or something to see if we can bring some depth back to this outer V before we finish this eye look. I'm just blending these edges, because I was trying to make sure this deep shades stay in the outer V, but this blue is so bold. It's not performing like I wanted to with the outer V. So we're going to go in with, let's try to see if we can put some of this deep purple, the second shade on the second row, yeah, on the same fiber brush. I'm going to see if we can pack this on the outer V and bring a little depth back to this eye. And I'm just packing it on first. And I'm using this brush because I don't want it too deep. I just want to bring some depth back to this outer V on this look. And we're just packing it on the outer V of the eye area. Then we're going to lightly blend. I'm doing it in these flicking motions. And up to the crease area. I think that looks pretty good. So we'll do the same thing for the other eye, the purple, and pack it on first into the outer V. And then once you get it packed like you want it, blend it lightly in the shape of that outer V. Y'all don't mind my baby back there. So let's add a little bit more. Alright, this is like coming together really pretty. It's not what I even expected, but it's coming out good. So I'm going to take this Makeup Shack brush again with the first shade we started with. And I'm going to make sure it is right in that top area. And the same thing for this eye. And then we're going to go back in with the MAC 224 brush. 224? Yeah. Back in with the mauve shade. We're going to add that back on top of the first shade, because we want to make sure both of those shades are still placed on the eye and you can actually see it. So now we're going to go with the Morphe brush and blend again to make sure this color is blended seamless, but you still can see it. I'm liking this, like really liking this. On Sundays, I like to play in like bolder colors that I know I would not wear to work. So now we're going to wipe off this brush on our towel to kind of take off some excess, and then just blend a little more in this upper brow bone area to make sure these shades are blended seamless before we wrap up the eye portion. I'm gonna act like she's not back there standing up. So now we're gonna take the makeup wipe, our makeup wipe as usual. I think that's coming together pretty. A little simple micellar water. And we are going to clean up our eyes. So I like to take it and wrap it around my finger. That way I can control when I clean up this outer V area. Same thing for this eye. Okay, one more time. Now we're going to clean up around this brows area as well. Okay, so this is the eye look. Let's zoom in. I like how this is coming together. And while we're up close, we're going to take this Morphe brush again. And where did it go that fast? I just had it. Well, I don't know what I did with it. Well, here it is. So, this Morphe brush again. And we're going to blend out this crease area. Because I don't want it to be like this harshness. It's a little harsh going on. You can't see it until you just really like zoom in. Okay, so this is the look of the eye. I'm going to clean it one more time. You can see I have like no product left around my eye. So to save a little bit of time, because we are going to do the rest of my face on camera, but to save a little bit of time, we're going to go ahead and do my wing liner, pop on some lashes, and I will be back with you all to do the full face. See you guys in a bit. So I am back and I have applied my lashes and my liner. So let's zoom in one more time to see what the final eye looks like with the lashes and eyes before we go in with the full face. This turned out really, really, really beautiful. I love it. So we're going to zoom back out and go ahead and finish the rest of our face. So I'm going to do my norm. We're going to apply some oil first, and I'm going to use my Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Skin Therapy Oil, and it's a face oil. I like to use oils on my skin. We're going to just apply some drops on our face. Okay, and massage the rest of it into our skin. Let me zoom you guys in just a little bit more. Bye right there. Okay. So I'm just massaging the oils in before we go in with the moisturizers. And I like it. Like I said, I love oils for my face, because it works really, really well, especially for my under eye area, because my under eye area is like really, really sensitive, like really sensitive, because I have sensitive eyes as well. So this kind of helps out with the irritation and the dryness. Okay, so now I am going to moisturize a little bit with this simple Replenishing Rich Moisturizer cream. I'm gonna put some of this on my face, and I do like this too. Like I said, this simple products are good for sensitive skin, so I like to use a lot of their products, especially around my eye area, because my eyes will get irritated like really, really fast, because I do have like dry eye syndrome, and it is like awful. That's why a lot of times you'll see me squinching when I need to put on my glasses. Let's see, so we're going to moisturize really good. And around our forehead area. So the last moisturizer I'm going to add is the Cerave moisturizing cream. It's pretty much not a day go by that I don't put this on my face, especially before I start applying my foundation. And I apply a good amount. Like I said, you don't have to apply as much as I do. It just works well for my skin, you know, when I'm applying makeup and stuff. So we're going to blend it in under our eyes. And just blend the rest. And gonna make sure we blend the rest on our face. And it is like really, really moisturized. So I think I do want to do a primer. I was trying to find my primer. Let's see. I don't know if I can find it, so I might have to keep going without it. Because I was using this little sample Tarte primer that I received, and it was like really, really good, but I cannot. Here it is. I'm gonna use this little sample Tarte, and it's the Tarte Base Tape Hydrating Primer. And I've been trying to use this little tube up. I just started using it last week, and it's been pretty good under my foundation. So you can use any type of primer. I just want to use this one. And dollar fit. Okay. So we're gonna blend it onto our face.
Some place that you just walk past every day and you just would never think that they would find a body there, never mind my aunt's body.
And the bottom area. So now it's fully moisturized with oil, moisturizers, and primer. It's ready to go for our foundation. Now I did pull out the foundation sticks to use today. Something's in my eye, I'm sorry. We're gonna use the foundation sticks today, and I have the shades Juvia and Dominica. These are the two shades I'm going to be using today. I'm probably gonna mix them because one is a little, well, one I'm gonna use for contouring. The ones I'm gonna use in my foundation, I said that wrong, is Dominica and Brasilia. These are the two I'm gonna use as foundations today. And then we're going to contour with the deeper shade, which is Juvia. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So I'm going to start by applying it on my face. It's in my eye. I can't see it though. And go ahead down a little bit under here. And then we're going to go in with the other shade, Dominica, and apply it right on top of it. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our brush, our Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This eye is about to run me crazy. And we're going to blend the foundations. This is like the perfect little shade. And we're just blending around the brow area. Go down the middle of the face. And blend into the hairline. You don't want that boxed off look. And I do not go under my eye area, so we're gonna blend it out. I'm saying you guys out just a bit. So okay, there you go. So you can see my full face and neck area. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I feel like that is so pretty. And it blended like a dream, like really good. I'm just gonna keep buffing to your liking of how you want it and how far you want it. I like to go down my neck, so my neck and my face are the same color. And it does look like it's oxidizing a little bit. So that's not a bad thing, because by the time we get through highlighting and stuff, it'll come together. Something's up with my eye. I have no clue what it is. It's like this, I think it's these lashes. That's irritating, because every time I wear this brand, Cala lashes in 3D in the shade Baby Girl, I think it may be these lashes. But those are the lashes I applied. Okay, so we're going to just keep blending. Okay, so I think that should do it. Beautiful coverage. I really like that. Okay, so let's blend out this portion. So now we're going to, is that enough? I think so. So now we're going to highlight and contour. So we're going to go in with this shade 17, which is like a neutral type shade. And we're going to apply a little bit under here. We're going to highlight with a lighter color. But I like to go in with a shade similar to my skin tone and my foundation shade first, because it gives that additional coverage. And I like how Juvias place concealers. As they sit, they thickens up like really, really good, and they're like easy to blend, like easy to blend. So we're gonna go down the bridge of my nose. So now we're gonna go in with the shade number, one more lighter shade, the shade number 20, and we're gonna pop that right on top of the first shade, and it gives that little highlighting effect right on top of that shade. And then our forehead area. Okay, and down the bridge of your nose. So next I'm going to go in with this second foundation stick in the shade Juvia. And we're going to bronze with this contour. Go in our contour areas. And our jawline. Okay. So now we're going to let that sit for a couple of seconds. And while that's sitting, we're just going to go ahead with our Morphe brush again with no shadows and just start blending again those edges. I just like to do this to kill a little time. And also it makes sure my shadows are still blended seamlessly. So this is just a process I like to do. You can just wait and sit and wait. I just want to be kind of busy on camera, so it doesn't look like I'm just sitting here idle while I wait for it to kind of thicken up just a little bit. So I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge, and what we'll do is start, you know what, we'll blend first our contour areas. Let's do that, because I do stuff like backwards and stuff. So we're going to blend it out, because sometimes I'll blend this first and then do the contour last, but since I'm waiting on it to dry, we're going to go ahead and blend out the areas we contoured with the deeper foundation. And I'm using this same buffing brush that I used for my foundation to blend it out. And I'm just packing the shade and then lightly fluffing in the direction that it's going. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for this area that we contoured. And you're gonna, I like to go more so in the hairline area when I'm blending out the areas in my forehead area around my temple. And then blend out the other jawline area. Okay. It's looking pretty good. So let's go down with the, because you don't want any patches in any of your base. So now we're going to take the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge and blend the highlighted areas. And go around my mouth. And once I've done that, I like to go up under where I contour just to give that little lighter effect right up under it, that highlighting effect. And you can still see where I contour. So now we'll do the forehead area. And I like this concealer because it's not a runny concealer. It doesn't take long to start setting, so you can blend it. Because some concealers, it takes forever and then it starts to run. So now we're going to squeeze it like really tight and go down the bridge of your nose. And that brow pencil is like really good too, by the way. So now we're going to go ahead and blend out under our eyes. We're going to go start right at the nose first. And then I like to just start going out in the shape of the concealer. And until I get to the under eye area, then I lightly blend what's left from the bottom portion of the concealer up to my under eye. So you're just working it up slowly till you get under that under eye area. So you don't have a lot of concealer just being placed right there under your eye. So the same thing, starting at the nose and going up. I like to do this a couple of times before I start going up, then go up again. Your next layer. My last one is under my eye. And this is like a good concealer. So now, what I like to do when I do this, I go back in with my foundation brush, and we're gonna go back in with the oh, this eyelash is killing my eye. I'm gonna take these things off. I'm looking for the one I bronze with, so we can add it back onto our face. And what I like to do is take the I think it's these lashes, because I didn't have any problems until I stuck them on. We're gonna take the bronzing shade and apply a little bit on my foundation brush, and I'm gonna make sure that area is still there where we bronzed. I'm just gonna pack it, and we're doing this before we set with any type of powder. And I'm just patting, and then we're gonna go back up into this area, your forehead and your temple area. And you want to make sure you do all of this before you set with any type of powder. Because once you set with powder, you don't want to go back in with any liquid. So all of this is liquid, or cream, I shall say. Cream products or liquid products. Okay. Because once you start setting it, you don't want to break it up with trying to move the product around. So I feel like I got that like I wanted. So we're going to go back in with this sponge just to make sure the edges are seamless, where we just went back in with the bronzing shade, contouring shade again, just to make sure everything is blended well. We're going to go under our eyes one more time. Something is. Okay, there it is. I'm not crazy. We're going to go back under our eyes one more time. They're running so bad. They're like, it's probably going to cake up on this video, because it's like so irritated right now. But I'm going to try to keep moving, because this is a beautiful look. Okay, so now what I want to do is go in with the Juvia's Place setting powder in Kalahari, and it's this lighter shade. we're gonna set on our eyes with this shade. I don't have any of their deeper setting powders, and we're gonna take the Juvia's Place brush. I love this brush to set powders under my eyes, and we're gonna set the powder, not the powder, set the highlighter under my eyes. I think me getting these runny eyes is distracting me, like, seriously, because I really can't see with them being so fuzzy and blurry. So we're going to take it and set the other under eye. And this is a good setting powder, and I've never used this setting powder under my eye. Where have I been? I like this. It's like really, really pretty. Okay, this is like perfect. I'm gonna keep this out. And we're just setting all of the areas we highlighted. And then I like to go across my eyebrows as well, because I have super oily skin and my eyebrows will fade throughout the day if I do not set them. But I'm loving this powder. I'm loving this powder under my eyes. Okay, so I think that should do the highlighted areas. Like I said, I don't have a deeper shade, so I'm going to have to go in with, you know what, let's see if we can do if we can set the rest with the medium shade. I don't know how that's going to work. We're going to go ahead and try it and see. We're going to take this shade here. No, that's going to be too dark though. Let's do this. I know it's not one of that deeper one. Let's mix them both and see how they set. Oh, that's not too bad. And it's bringing the color back where it's not so bright. And I'm just making sure the bottom of we're just going over a little bit more, making sure everything gets set really good, because you don't want it to move around like at all. Then we're going to take a little bit more and around the temple and forehead area. And do not go under your eyes with it. So do not go under your eyes with it. That's coming together really pretty. So now I'm going to go in with the bronzing palette, which are the two deeper shades. And we're going to go in with today I want to use this. It's an Aesthetica P12 brush. And we're going to get both shades on the brush and place it right where we contoured our face. And the same thing for the other side. And this is a fluffy brush, so it works really, really, really good without packing too much product in one spot. You can actually pat it out, pat it, without having to swirl it. That's why I like to use fluffier brushes when I'm doing powders on my face. It's easier to work with, because if your face is still on the wet side, you can have those patches sitting right in, on your face and your base and stuff. So I'm going to go in with the deeper shade by itself at the bottom, because I want to deepen up just a little bit more, because I don't want to go in with anything else. I'm trying to keep it fully Juvias. And just right in that area. And we're taking a little bit more. Okay. This is beautiful. So now I'm going to go in with the blush. And I'm using the Blush Volume 2 palette. And it's these two shades here. We're going to keep the same brush, and we're going to mix the two shades. It's a corally shade and a light pink shade, and we're just going to place it right above the bronzing shade. This is going to look so pretty. So now we're going to go in and with the two highlights. I'm trying to find my highlighter brush. I cannot find it. Oh, I found it. So we're going to take the Morphe MB43 brush, and it's like a fluffy highlighting brush. And we're going to take the highlighter, the Heron by Juvia's Place loose highlighter, and it looks like this. And I do this so my product won't be like falling out when I open it. And this is what it looks like. It's like a goldish champagne shade. You can see in the top. So we're just going to take the brush and a little bit. We're going to knock off the excess. And you can see, and then we're going to just place it right on that area where your cheekbone area going up. And I like to use this kind of brush again so you don't apply too much highlighter. And the same. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did not want that much. That's what I mean right there. Ooh, that's too. We'll see if that's going to tone down a bit. Because the other one is not as intense as that one, baby. So we're just add a little bit more because I want it to match. Okay. I think that's looking good though, overall. We're going to roll with that beautiful, intense highlight. How about that? So now we're going to take a little bit and on her nose. I love this nose piece. I know a lot of people have grown out of that, but I have not. We're going to place a little bit more because I want to be able to see it. And I just like to blend out the edges so it doesn't look like it's like just sitting there. Okay, that is beautiful. So now we're going to go back in with the brush we used to place the blushes on, and we're not applying anymore. I'm just making sure everything is blended. We just we're not swirling, we're just packing it, pressing it. Now we're gonna go down, okay, in our ears and our forehead area. That is beautiful. So now we're gonna use the setting powder. We're gonna go back in with the setting powder if I can find it. Okay. And then we're going to do the norm. I always like to take the flat end of my sponge. And then we're going to make this straight line to define our contour and bronzed area. And I always start with my top of my, where my hairline stops right here, where my sideburns, right where my inner ear, and go diagonal to the inner corner of my mouth. Okay, so now we gotta finish these eyes. So I'm gonna take my, stuff everywhere. I'm looking for my eyeliner pencil. I thought I had it. I'm going to take my Maybelline, define a line, eye pencil with this little BH little fluff puff. And we're going to hold the fluff against the eye. We're not going to drag it. And then just place the eyeliner on the waterline. Do the same thing for this eye. Beautiful. So now I want to go in with, let's do some lower lash line shadows. Let's zoom in a little bit. It is so pretty. I like it. So now we're going to go in with some lower lash line colors. Don't let me screw this up because I will. Because I already can't see worth a flip. So I'm known for screwing up some lower lash lines. This is like so pretty. So now we're going to go in with the, let's do the deep mauve shade, the last shade on the first row. We're just packing a little bit on this brush. And we're just going to place it right on the lower lash line.
Gigi,
Hmm?
I love you.
I love you too, baby. I love you. You're my baby.
Yes.
I know.
Gigi,
Yes, baby.
what you got?
What I got?
Yes.
I'm trying to finish recording. You gonna let me finish?
No,
Why?
I'll show you.
Hold on, let me finish, okay? So we're just packing it. She's like the sweetest baby. Gigi, I love you. So we're gonna finish packing it on the lower lash line. I'm not blending anything, I'm just lightly packing against that lower lash line. And I'm putting the shadow on the side of this brush. And it's just a little small Nika K brush. And I'm going closer to the inner corner. It's coming together really pretty. And we're going to pack a little more. So now we're going to wipe this brush off. And now we're going to go in with the shade. Again, I'm not going to say these names. This beautiful, beautiful lavender, silverish looking shade. And we're going to put that on the side of the same brush. And we're going to pop it right in this area, going to the inner crease, inner corner of my eye. It's so pretty. And we're not blending it, we're just packing the shade. And if you have sensitive eyes like mine, you want to lightly pack it and press it on. You don't want to just go in on it. You want to lightly pack it and build it up. It's like really pretty. And I'm barely touching it. So if you do it, just barely touch it. So now I want to do an inner corner highlight. I think we're going to go ahead and use the same highlighter that we used for, I can't even find it. What is wrong today? That's not it. Well, guess I'll go in with one of these blush palettes to highlight with, because I can't find the highlighter I just had that I was going crazy over. I think my grandbaby might have moved it. Don't want one of those. I want this either. Look, darling. Nothing, babe.
Yes, sir.
That's okay, Pookie. Grandmama got it, okay?
You said diamonds.
I'm sorry, okay? So we're gonna go in with the the blushed rose palette, and I think I want to pop in some. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I want to go in with the coral palette. How about that? We're gonna use the silver shade in this palette, the very first, to pop in our inner corner. So we're gonna take a pencil brush, and I'm gonna take the Makeup Geek little dense pencil brush, and we're gonna pop this silver shade in the inner corner of our eye. So we're gonna take the shade, and you just have a good bit on here, and just pop it. That's pretty. And pack it. That is pretty. Okay, do the same thing for the other eye. This is so pretty. I had no clue this look was going to come out like this, but I like it. That's the beauty about just playing in makeup. Just get in there and do it. Just packing a little more so it can just continue to pop. So that is what's up. So now we're going to go back in with this Makeup Shack brush we started with and just blend out these edges, because you don't want your foundation and your base makeup to have any harshness from your eyeshadow to your eyes. And that's how I like to do that. And I feel like these, let me see, I think everything is like cute. So now I'm going to go in with, oh my gosh, my mascara, my Essence Lash Princess. And we're going to apply some mascara onto our lower lash lines. That'll bring out that shadow we just placed down there. I think they kind of went on like too long. I'm doing this only because I feel like these things are so irritating so bad, in case my natural lashes are not doing well with this. Okay, so I'm liking how this is coming together. So now we're going to take the makeup wipe that we had earlier and clean up our lips. And now we're going to line with the Juvia's Place liner and the pencil Love Me. This is a nice lip liner. And now I'm going to use the gloss, the Yummy Angelina collab with Juvias, and it's this nice sparkly rose gold gloss. This is a nice gloss, and it complements this look like really, really well. So next I am going to set this baby, and we're going to go in with the Make It Last setting spray, and we're going to spray our face. Well, you know what, let's not do that first. Let me go fix these brows again. We're going to go back in and with the medium brown, dark brown, and make sure our brows, this is like aggravating the crap out of me. This thing keeps on. Does anyone have a Juvia's Place eyebrow pencil that comes out of the packaging like this? You can't even get the product to use it out? Oh, God. I can't even get it out. I'm going to go with the darker shade. Oh, my God. How you have good products and then this packaging is like giving me a hard time. So now all I'm going to do now is make sure my brows are still shaped and have not faded with the application of the base makeup. And I wanted to use that lighter shade. Okay. So the same thing for this one. Kind of make sure it's still there. And I'm lightly doing this. Really light because the shade is so dark. Okay. I'm disappointed with this brown because look at this. It just comes out of the, every time you put the cap on it, when you put the cap off, it pulls the whole thing out. So I'm gonna go back in with the brown shade so I can kind of tone down this deep shade. Just a little bit. Okay, so and I was lightly doing that. So now we're going to take the wand end and comb the product together. Now I don't have any Juvia's Place brow gel, so I'm going to go in with this St. Lux brow gel that came in my BoxyCharm, and it's just a little small wand. I don't know if it's a shade or not. I think it's clear. So I'm just going to set these brows into place. And set them really good. That is beautiful. So now I want to go in and set the face. I like it. And I'm just going to fan it a little bit. I love the way this has come together. So my last step, I don't brush off my powder. I like to take my sponge and wet it again with my, just kind of saturate it on my sponge. And then I go right up where the shadow, not the shadow, the powder is placed. And the same thing for the other side. Because I still like for you to want to see the sharpness of it when it's completely set. So now I'll go in and just kind of buff everything else in. Everywhere besides, this is one of my problems, this little eyelash right here. Let's see if I can get that off. There. Okay, so this is, yes babe, this is the final look. I hope you all enjoyed this look. I enjoyed creating this look. It is so beautiful. And again, I used the Juvia's Place, the Warrior 3 by Juvias. My eyes look just like the packaging. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I like it. This is a beautiful color scheme. Like I said, I did not know what I was going to come up with because it's kind of hard. It didn't have any neutrals or anything like that, like any shades I would normally use. But I try to stick straight in the palette, and I do like the way it came out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did creating this full face Juvia's Place look. I am pleased with the foundation sticks. Are amazing. Amazing. Everything went on smoothly, applied really well. So I thank you again for watching. And if you have not done so, please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel and become a part of my YouTube family here. I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.
Goodbye.